Hello, everybody. Mike Hart. About ready to answer some questions for you guys. Use this phone stand that I made, my 3D printing. It's a robotics class where one of the things we were doing was learning 3D printing, and yay, it works! Yay! Okay, so I got some questions from you guys. Let me just head on over to the questions. Yay, I have questions. I feel so important. Okay? Okay. Do random impressions while we wait. That's not what your mother said last night. Ha ha ha! Your mother's a whore. Ha. Don't mind me. Okay. Such a great video, Mike. Thanks for sharing this truth, blowing kiss face. Aw. Isn't that sweet? Okay, question number 1. I did a video asking you guys for questions and stuff. I only have like 3 because I already did one. I already answered one in a video. So I might go over some comments too, other than these. Depends on how detailed these are. This one is from Andy Andrea. I actually have no idea how to say your name. Is it Andy Andrea or Andy Andrea? I always picture something fancy. You know, because you're one of those fancy NJ types. Okay, so Andy asks, I'd like to hear more on the differences felt by FE from an INTP versus ENTP. I've noticed the FE is similar but also more repressed in INTPs and different. So I wonder your perspective on that. Well, it is more repressed in INTPs because it's our inferior. ENTPs is their child function, also known as tertiary function, the third function, which people use in a carefree, childlike way. They don't really worry much about the way they use it. So that's one big difference, is because INTPs, as their inferior function, they really can stress about FE and overanalyze it, and the way they use it is very awkward, especially when they're young. They get better as they get older, just like everyone else, but ENTPs are much more relaxed with the way they use it. They don't stress about how the way they use it affects other people and stuff like that, whereas INTPs have a tendency to really over-concern themselves with every little thing they do. Like, oh, I wonder if this caused, like, strife or this, whatever. INTPs can be paranoid about the social atmosphere and think people are out to get them and stuff like that, because their FE is kind of like it's your inferior function is a source of stress and discomfort. I mean, mainly when you're younger. You get older, you get better with that, just like everyone else, and they're inferior. But yeah, that would be one big difference, is ENTPs don't really worry about FE as much. Just kind of... And also, I feel like, not to sound in a bad way, but I think ENTPs are also more equipped to use FE for personal gain. All right, what's next? I already answered Jen's question in a video. This is Marie D'Ambrosio. I hope I'm saying that right. Video suggestion about feelings, like, do you care about what other people's feelings are more than your own? / do you get moody, etc.? I don't really think about my own feelings. I've never really thought about it, but yeah, I don't consider my feelings very relevant or useful. So I guess by default, I care more about other people's feelings. I definitely don't like it when people are in a bad mood or upset. Kind of rubs off on me, and I try to cheer people up when they're in a bad mood. So I don't like it. Do I get moody? I guess you'd probably have to ask my family that. I feel like any kind of question like that, ask to your family, they're going to be like, oh yeah, of course, because it's your family and that's what they have to do to you. But yeah, I think I'm a pretty level guy for the most part. I don't think I get moody in the way that some people do. People that like take out their day on other people. I've never understood that at all. I try to keep my problems separate from other people's, because I realize other people have issues that they're dealing with, and they don't need to deal with my attitude. All right, what's next? Thanks for the questions, guys. Black Fence Cat, this guy. If you're asking for topic suggestions, I'd suggest a video on all the overcompensation you, as an INTP, see in each type. Yeah, that would definitely be a video, not a question. It's too complicated for a question. Also, what are your views on the design of the most perfect leader? What qualities would they need to possess to get your vote? I think the correct pronunciation is perfectist leader. Perfectist, by the way. What qualities would they need to possess? I feel like people don't put enough thought into this question. People don't pick a leader based on policy or logic or anything like that. People pick a leader based on what's attractive, based on how good of a speaker someone is, and other nonsense that doesn't make any difference in the long run. And it drives me nuts, in case you can't tell. I don't know. I like someone who's decisive but also open-minded, open to suggestions. But there's a lot more that goes into that I wouldn't. That would probably be a video also. There's just a couple things I like. This lady says, follow your heart but make decisions with your brain. That was in response to my 3 lies society told you video. Follow your heart but make decisions with your brain. I don't know. I mean, doesn't follow your heart, doesn't that just mean make decisions? It means making decisions with your heart, right? So saying follow your heart but make decisions with your brain is kind of contradictory. When you were a child, you had nunchucks. I had butterfly knives. Ooh, this guy's a tough guy. This guy's trying to prove something. By the way, how do you know I didn't have butterfly knives? It's kind of presumptuous, don't you think? All right, what's next? I heard someone describe a relationship with an INFP as being like dating Dr. Jekyll and an extremely emotional Mr. Hyde, and I agree. We can be really hard to be with. Well, that's really honest of him. I like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. For maybe for an unhealthy INFP, that's a good analogy. I like that. I agree. As an INTP, I'm usually hated. Never understood why. Well, you should understand why if you're an adult. If you've been an INTP your whole life, we can be kind of douchey sometimes. And yeah, it's pretty simple, really. And the older you get, the more your FE will develop. And you won't stomp on people's feelings and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually pretty simple why we're hated. Especially as children. INTPs are extroverts compared to ISTPs. I don't know about that. I've heard NE can be chatty, but I don't know though, because like INTJs and INTJs leave the longest comments, at least on my channel. I don't know if other YouTubers have experienced that too, but almost all of the like huge comments I get that like span pages are almost always INTJs. Sometimes INFPs too, like I said in my last video, but I do feel like I'm more extroverted than some INTPs. I actually like socializing and stuff like that. And don't anyone try to say I'm an extrovert for saying this, but it actually energizes me to socialize and like talk in groups and stuff sometimes, not all the time. So, no one say I'm an extrovert. Stop it. Stop it. I still need my recharge time. Regarding the sensitivity, INTPs can be really sensitive as well. Depends on their mental state and upbringing. I could agree with that. I could be pretty sensitive about some things when I was a kid. Okay. I really like INTPs because they're really smart and logical. INTJs may be masterminds, but it's the INTPs who win in the end, so I'd like to form an alliance with them. Okay. Even I don't like INTPs that much, and I am an INTP. But thank you, though. Thank you for the compliment to my type. But yeah, some INTPs actually kind of annoy me. It's like, get a job, you bum. Just kidding. So anyway, guys, these guys are just they're just complimenting me on how much I contribute to the community and how much I do for you guys. So you guys should get right on board with them and leave a nice comment or two complimenting me and blowing me kisses like that one lady did. And yeah, make me really happy. Thank you guys for watching. There's probably a ton of other comments I could go through that are more interesting, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. And have a good day or night. See you later.